today it's Valeton time again, and we're playing the thing into a power amp and a Marshall 4x12 cabinet. The modeling units like the Valeton GP 200, they're usually designed for a wide range of applications. For example, you could play them, of course, direct, record with your USB output, but you can also play them directly into front of house to hopefully two stereo outputs. And you can also play them into a conventional power amp or amplifier with a speaker. And that's what I did today. I connected it with a power amp, which is in this case the power amp of a Boss Katana. So it's it's a solid state power amp. And that is going into my Marshall 1960 vintage. So the Marshall cab with a vintage 30 speakers, mic with an SM57. And although I think it's slightly different to play through a transistor power amp than like to a tube power amp, today I decided to try that out. So there are absolutely no tubes involved, and also no tone shaping from the Katana head, as I'm using the power amp in the Katana. So it's just the Valeton into the Katana and then into the speaker. So, and that is the sound I came up with. So let me open the editor for you. You can see what I did. And where is it? Well, it's here. So this is my effects chain. And the most important, I've disengaged the cap block. What you can also do is you can run one output through the front of house with the cap IR engaged, and another output to a power amp with a rear cap, because you can disengage the cap simulation in the output section. But I didn't do it now, so it's just I've just disengaged the cap block here, and I'm starting with this saturate block, which is cutting the highs a little bit, I think. That is helping a little bit with this guitar, and it's adding nice harmonics. By the way, this guitar is a Harley Benton Fusion 3 with the Roswell pickups. They're a little bit harsh. Anyway, I discovered that this sounds nice with this saturate block engaged. If I turn it off, well, it doesn't do anything with that high cut engaged, but here doesn't do that much difference here in this combination, but when I'm hearing it through my studio monitors, it's noticeable. So here's the distortion, which is the B boost in this case, and volume is not maxed, which is yeah, usually in this unit I found out to get the best results if I don't max the volume in the boost section. Noise gate, the ISP decimator model. As you can hear, it's terribly loud if I disengage that. And the amp is the Angle 120, Savage 120, I think. And I had to adjust everything really much, which is a little bit of a bummer. So out of the box, it doesn't sound that well. I can show you that in a second, but just let me explain the patch. And here in the EQ section, as you can see, this huge bump in the low end, and also I'm rolling off the top end, which is something which I always do with my equipment, because usually when playing at loud volumes I found everything very harsh. So I like to have a fat lead sound, and so I'm rolling off the top end. So if I disengage this, you will immediately get ear cancer. And nothing here. Of course, sometimes I'm using the delay. So the vintage rack delay might be a little bit too much here with this. As you can hear, it's modulating a little bit on the delayed signal. And what else? Well, the reverb I'm using sometimes. So let's turn off the reverb, and yeah, let's try out some other amps. So maybe first I can show you how this sounds with everything at stock settings. Really harsh. I don't know why that is the case, but it is the case. So not very nice. At least in the room it sounds much better with this EQ engaged. Although it's depending on the amp, of course, how this EQ should be dialed in, but with this amp it seems to work, and I end up rolling off the top end with every amp, I think. And this amp doesn't have that much lower mids. Sounds even nicer than the other model, so I will save this. And what else? Let's check out another amp. Of course, we're here for the high gains, so I will focus mostly on high gain amps. Well, 5150. It's a little bit too much or too less top end, I think. But I have to say this amp sounds quite nice. At least here in the room. What if we dial back the gain? Maybe that is not the best example for crunch amps. And what else? Maybe let's check out the dual rectifier. And I have to say, all these amps, they sound a little bit similar. Although they're not quite the same, you can hear a difference, but there's always something there in the upper mid-range which all these amps seem to have together. And I have to say, when playing through studio monitors or floor wedges, I can hear the characteristics of the amps much better than through this setup. That sounds quite nice. This amp has much more lower mids. You may have recognized that I have a hard time dialing in a halfway decent sound here. And finally, let's take one of my favorite amps. It's the Diesel VH4. Let's take even the +1. Not that bad, but again, we have to adjust it. Well, I think you have the idea, and I hope this helps you to get an impression how it sounds. And please subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.